Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Rent One Park. This is just a couple of minutes after 3 o'clock Central Time, getting you set for Game 2 of the Colt World Series. It will feature two of the international teams here of the four for this tournament. It's going to feature the team from the European Zone Championship, Paderborn, Germany, as they prepare to take on the Mexico Zone champion in Monterrey, Nuevo Leon, Mexico. Did I say that right?
You were close enough.
We'll get better as we go.
Here, I'll show you. Monterrey, Nuevo Leon, Mexico.
Yeah, there you go.
Something like that.
Daniel's here with us for this one. I'll leave that. No, we won't do that. We'll get it. I'm going to get so much better during this tournament.
And honestly, it's all about improvement. You can only go up from here.
Can't get any worse. That's what he said there. Hey, both teams are ready to go. We've had the announcement of the starting lineups, and in this game today, it's going to be Team Mexico. That is the visiting team, or excuse me, they are going to be the home team, as Germany will be the visiting team.
You know, I think the nice touch prior to these games is our PA announcer, Kenny Miner, taking the time to introduce every single person, kind of like an all-star game.
Yep.
Get the bench players first, get the coaches, then you get the starting lineup. Really nice touch. Really gives it a World Series-type vibe as Germany steps up to the plate. It is shortstop Kenny Furman.
It'll be Furman, Darian Richards, and then Moritz Kohler. The top three, and if anybody gets on, the number 4 hitter, Cesar Carlos, will come to the plate. First pitch was taken for a ball, and the starting pitcher for Team Mexico, Diego Casas, on the mound and throws 2 balls to start the game. Defensively, Daniel Garza in left, Caleb Corduba in center, Gerardo Martinez in right. We'll get the infield coming up. Casas pitch inside 3-0 now. At third, Humberto Cruz. At third, Alessandro Falcone. At shortstop, Patricio Torres. At second, Remigio Quintanilla. At first, getting better, Andres Garza behind the plate. The first strike thrown by Diego Casas on the mound. The count now to Kenny Furman is 3-1.
And this is our second game of the day. Earlier, if you tuned in, it was Greensboro with that 12-1 win.
Oh, a little base hit dribbles its way into right field to lead things off for Kenny Furman and Team Germany from Paderborn, Germany. Base hit starts things off. It's what we saw in the first game.
Yeah, literally the same exact hit to right field. A good piece of hitting by Kenny Furman, the shortstop, sets up Darian Richards, who Darian Richards had himself a morning to remember. He won the first ever Colt League World Series Fastest Runner Award with a time of 14.31 seconds around the bases.
Bats in the 2-hole, plays center field, wears number 8, and fouls off the first pitch off to the right. Starts things off 0-1.
And don't worry, folks, nothing's broken. It's the amazing sound effects here at Rent One Ballpark.
Exactly.
It kind of caught me a couple times. I was like, oh, my goodness.
How far away did you park your car from the stadium?
Pretty far.
Me too. I've learned. As the throw over to first to check on Furman is not in time. Furman gets back in safely.
And the winner of this game is going to face the winner of tomorrow night's matchup, Marion versus Greensboro. So Monterrey, Mexico, or Paderborn, Germany will face either Marion or Greensboro in the next round.
Richards fouls off the pitch, keeps the count at 0-2. Beautiful day in Southern Illinois. If you're just tuning in, this is Game 2, and if you haven't heard, one of the teams had to withdraw from the tournament. Dominican Republic dealing with some travel issues, and so their games will be counted as a forfeit, and a win for the opposition will be 7-0 in each one of those games. Pitch outside, the runner takes off for second. The ball's thrown into center field as Furman gets in safely, makes his way toward third. Here's the throw to third, not in time. Kenny Furman with the legs winds up at third base after the throw from the catcher Andres Garza goes into center field. Furman uses the speed, winds up at third base. He's in scoring position.
May have been motivated by the man at the plate, the fastest man in the Colt League World Series, Darian Richards, and it's Kenny Furman getting the good jump, and then the throw getting away to the left of second, allowing Furman to get to third untouched, and now 90 feet away from the first run in Game 2 for Germany.
Darian Richards looks at a 1-2 pitch from Diego Casas. Casas from the stretch, the pitch, fouled again. Darian Richards doing a good job at the plate, just fouling pitches off till he can find one he likes. Shallow in left field, and Daniel Garza. Caleb Corduba playing a deep center field. And in right, Gerardo Martinez playing a little deep, but they're straight away. The pitch, little dribbler toward first, picked up by Quintanilla. He steps on the bag for the out to retire the batter in Richards. But what happened to Furman? He's still at third base. He did not advance. So the play goes 3 unassisted on the putout at first.
And I think he may have been anticipating Quintanilla at first, maybe grabbing the ball and going back to the base. But Quintanilla did the smart thing and stayed on the line, waited for Richards to get to him to make the out while keeping his eyes at third. Really smart play by Quintanilla at first.
Moritz Kohler steps in. Curveball, called strike. Beauty of a pitch from Diego Casas.
Really nice breaking ball from Diego Casas.
Moritz wears number 15. He's playing third base for Team Germany today. Bats here in the first. That's off the fist. Grounder holds the runner at third, flips to first for the out. Nice job defensively from Team Mexico as we see back-to-back outstanding defensive plays, looking the runner back. That's what they did.
And what Casas is doing, too, he's trying to stay inside, trying to make it difficult for the hitters to get the barrel on the bat. And the infielders really positioned well that, over at second, Patricio Torres getting that easy gobbler, and also look back the runner at third.
Yeah, that sawed off the bat in his hands. It was right on the fist. First pitch now to Cesar Carballosa is outside for a ball.
Some sound defense after that throw into center field from the catcher. Mexico's defense now kind of taking hold here, and now the infield's way back.
Kenny Furman wound up at third base with nobody out. Pitch high and tight now to Carballosa. 2-0. And, of course, couldn't score, so big moment here defensively for Team Mexico. Could be a disappointing first for Team Germany. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 out with runner at third. The pitch from Casas, swing and a miss. 86 on the gun from Casas.
He's really bringing that heat.
Their right-hander dealing, wears number 16. He's a right-hander. Team Mexico in the red jerseys with the green sleeves. Team Germany in the solid white uniforms with the blue lettering. 2-1 from Casas. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
88 miles an hour on that fastball. Probably the fastest pitch we've seen
so far. Previous game, I think I was 78.
I think it was like mid-80s, I think.
Was it? The times I looked up at it. Let's see here. With a runner at third, just 90 feet away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The pitch from Casas. Up high, runs the count full now. So Furman will be on the move with 2 outs. Carballosa wants something he can drive. Outfield straight away.
The big gap up the middle.
Diego Casas comes set. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Struck him out for the third strike. Great defense after giving up the opening base hit. Strands the runner at third in Furman, and Team Mexico holds and will come to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. No score as we head to the bottom of the first. This is the 2022 Colt World Series. beautiful afternoon in southern Illinois.
Getting a little warmer, but the wind's picking up.
Yep.
We got the windows open here in the booth. Nice and breezy.
Tyus Vogel, the pitcher, the left-hander deals. Here's the pitch. Pulled foul sharply off the dugout. To our right, that is the dugout for Mexico. Germany in the dugout to our left. If you've never had an opportunity to see this facility in person, it's a fantastic facility. The 15th year it's been in operation. Ground ball base hit up the middle from Martinez is going to score the first run of the game. And that belongs to Mexico as Quintanilla comes in. The RBI base hit by Gerardo Martinez.
And that was a good piece of hitting up the middle. Martinez doesn't do too much with it, just stays with it. Getting that important first run across coming in this second inning.
With one out, Patricio Torres steps in, takes the first pitch for a ball.
And Vogel maybe losing a little grip on that breaking ball. He's been trying to get to that breaking ball. He just cannot get it over the plate right now.
He works from the stretch, takes a look at the runner at first. Here's the pitch, right down the middle, strike.
And that was at 76, so maybe if he stays with the heater, he may have a better chance at painting the plate, maybe getting the batter to commit. Because right now, if I'm Team Mexico, I'm going to be waiting for him, especially if I see that breaking ball coming.
Here's the 1-1. Ooh, just misses outside.
And that was a close breaking ball. That's as close as you're going to get. That's borderline.
Wrapped it around the outside portion of the plate. And home plate umpire Cross wouldn't give it to him. Just a touch outside. 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. Runner at first. Pitch from Vogel to Torres. Curveball again. Gets the call that time. Looked like the same pitch that we saw before.
And maybe it crossed his mind. Maybe that was the right call last time.
So it evens it up at 2-2. Outfield straight away. The pitch way inside at the feet of the batter, Patricio Torres.
On deck, Alain Cardona, the designated hitter for Mexico.
Now, see, Patricio Torres, favorite player, Derek Jeter. Now, I totally agree with that.
You know,
Ball's fouled out of play.
I wonder if he's watching the Captain series that's been on ESPN.
Oh, I've got it recorded. I haven't started it yet.
You know, I watched the first episode after the home run derby, or after the All-Star. I think it was a home run derby. Haven't watched the other ones yet. I think it's like a 6-part series or something.
Yeah.
Well, ever since that Michael Jordan documentary, everybody's trying to kind of do their own little thing.
He set the standard. Ball's inside and a walk now to Patricio Torres. So with 1 out, Alain Cardona coming to the plate.
And Team Mexico really traveled well in this tournament, bringing a lot of family, all of them sporting the green and red Mexico jerseys, some of them wearing the Mexican national team hats.
They always travel well. They love their baseball, and they'll follow them wherever they go. It's your kids. You kind of do that, though. You know.
Can't hire someone to
step in.
Yeah.
Cardona at the plate, hits from the right side. He's got 2 runners in front of him and takes another ball, 2-0 with 1 down. Elaine, the designated hitter. On deck, Caleb Cordoba. Runners get their lead. The pitch is inside. Nice stop by Jonathan Schaffer, Team Germany.
Cardona's full name, Gerardo Alain Cardona Muraira. Manager opting to use Alain Cardona.
Who chooses that, the manager or the player?
That's a good question. I'll have to ask.
Right down the middle, strike from Matthias Vogel.
It's like, I have 4 names to choose from. I'm gonna be Juan today.
Well, see, and on these sheets, they've got their full name, but what their player name is.
Kind of like a stage name, I
yeah,
guess?
Stage. Yeah. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch is inside for ball 4, and the bases are going to be loaded now. It's Caleb Corduba. Oh, what are they going to say? A balk is called. And the manager for Team Germany.
Yeah, George Bull going up to home plate umpire Jeff Cross to kind of explain why that was a balk. So the pitch didn't count. It would have been ball 4, but the balk was called right as the pitch was being delivered. So Cardona will look like he'll stay at home at the plate with that 3-1 count, and Martinez and Torres will go to third and second respectively.
And George Bull goes out to explain to his pitcher, Matthias Vogel, exactly what happened. They'll have a little conversation.
And manager George Bull is actually very familiar with playing Mexican teams. He was actually chatting it up in Spanish yesterday with some of the managers, the coaches. Frankly, it took me by surprise.
I do well just to speak English.
I still need dictionaries, and thesauruses.
When you go to Google search and you say, how do you pronounce such and such?
And sometimes I don't even trust the Google Translate.
All right, runners at second and third after the balk now. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. At the plate, it's Corduba, and the pitch is fouled off.
And running the count full, and for Vogel, he's now thrown 30 pitches here through an inning and a third.
Now, the pitchers, you may be wondering, they can only throw 95 pitches in a 24-hour period. And so they're on a tight pitch count. And when we get into day 2 action, as we have a timeout, the officials, the umps are coming together, and they need one of the
family assistants, I believe,
the interpreter, to come out and help.
So earlier we had game 1, Dave, where Greensboro took game 1 12-1, so they'll move on to play tomorrow night's matchup, the final game of Saturday night, Marion versus Greensboro. Marion will be the home team tomorrow. The winner of this game, Mexico and Germany, will play the winner of the Greensboro-Marion game. Just to get you up to speed with the current bracket, and we do have one more game for you later tonight, right after our opening ceremonies for the Colt World Series.
Absolutely. That game, opening ceremonies will start at 6. And then the final game this evening at 8 o'clock. And that is going to feature Corvina, California against Southern Illinois. If you haven't heard, and you can always go to pony.org and get to the brackets. You can go to coltworldseries.org as well, and you'll find the updated brackets. But the Dominican Republic had to pull out of the tournament because of some travel issues, so they go down as forfeits within the bracket. The teams they were going to face automatically advanced to the next round. Curveball strike from Matthias Vogel after the little break in the conversation, and he gets the strikeout of Elaine Corduba.
And that is a much-needed strikeout for Vogel. Just having a lot of control issues early on, and then you had the balk that advanced the runners another 90 feet. This is a big strikeout for Vogel, and now if he can get Corduba, you can literally have no damage, even with the bases loaded, because it's still 1-0.
It was Cordonia that struck out, right?
Cordonia struck out looking. The good old backwards K. Why it's backwards? I don't know. I'd have to Wikipedia it or something. And right now, the umpires, the home plate first base umpire, meeting halfway in between first and home and kind of discussing something with Mexico's manager, Pepe Estrada. Meanwhile, Cordoba is at the plate waiting to take his swing. I'm wondering what's being discussed.
Well, I was just going to say, I wonder if they're talking about maybe Pepe is seeing what he thinks may be a balk, and he's wondering why it's not being called, because we did have the balk. And there's been a conversation after every pitch since the balk. So I would wonder if he's not questioning what the rule is, how it's going to be called, as his interpreter heads back to the dugout to the right.
And simply, I think it's just to get on the same page.
Yes, exactly.
All over.
Exactly. He may be seeing something different or interpreting something different than what the umpires are calling, as home plate umpire Cross steps out to say something to Vogel. Now he comes back. Here comes
George Bull.
George Bull out of the German dugout to our left. He turns around and paces his way back toward the dugout.
And it looks like the interpreter saying, all right, we're cool, we're good, and let's get back to it. You heard someone say play ball.
Play ball.
Hey, I agree, man. I agree.
All right, let's set the stage. There's 2 outs. There are runners at second and third. Gerardo Martinez is at third. Patricio Torres, the runner, at second. That ball's fouled out of play. It's going to count 0-1. At the plate now, Caleb Cordoba. Swings at the next pitch and misses. 0-2. With all the confusion, Matthias Vogel's done a good job just staying in there. Each team with 1 hit. Mexico leads 1-0. The pitch fouled straight back, and he was on that one.
And you can just kind of feel the playoff intensity a little bit here.
Yeah.
Just a really tight game, and, just little nuances like, what's a balk, what's not a balk. Just those little minute details.
Trying to figure out things. Curveball on the ground. Hit towards short. Strong throw across. Man, what a gun from Kenny Furman to retire Caleb Cordoba. But 1 run scores, and Team Mexico leads as we are going to head to the top of the third. Danny Balya is going to have the play-by-play coming up here in the third inning. Team Mexico leads Germany 1-0. This is the Colt World Series here from Rent One Park.
here in the top of the third.
Disappointing play for Team Mexico there after the sensational catch in center by Cordoba. It's a pass ball by the catcher, Andres Garza, that allows the runner to score and tying this game here in the top of the third inning. We're tied 1-1.
A little bit of everything on both sides of defense. We've seen some sensational plays, but also just some balls that get away from defenders. The catcher there missing the passed ball, allowing that tying run to score. That ball inside, dribbling away just a bit. Just shows you how tough these games can be.
Absolutely, and the one little mistake can allow a runner to score.
And we talk about the dehydration issues, the pitcher was having. I wonder how the catcher feels. Exactly. There's a liner down third because the catcher is wearing all that equipment.
I mentioned to you earlier, I think it was the second year that the Colt World Series was here. We had 90, 95, 100-degree weather. And can you remember what the catcher, I think, from the European team wound up passing out on the turf. There was a long delay as he had to be taken and cared for. But it can get warm out there.
2-2 from Casas on the way. Misses. Brings the count full, 3-2. After Richards, it'll be Moritz Kohler. Full count pitch.
Nice
Colt,
pitch.
strike three. Casas went painting, and that ends the inning. A backwards K on Darian Richards, but not before Team Germany finds a way to tie things up. It's a brand new ball game through two and a half. It's 1-1. Mexico coming up to bat, bottom of the third. You're listening to the Colt World Series from Rent One Ballpark. That German one, the German one was really hard.
Well done. That sounded awesome.
I hope the people aren't too offended over it. There's a strike from Matthias Vogel on the batter, Andres Garza, the catcher. Here in the third inning, it's 1-1 after Germany tied it up on the pass ball, which Garza, who's at the plate, was involved with. Through two and a half innings, it's 1-1. 0-2 on Garza. Second base playing way back as Garza fouls it off to the left side.
Please return all foul balls to the nearest dugout or the visit SI table. Thank you.
Wind kind of dying down just a little bit. That ball misses upstairs. 1-2.
This game's kind of settled down into a pitcher's duel here in the last inning or so. Ooh, curveball.
Quite the opposite of what we saw in Game 1 with the boatload of offense that Greensboro was treating us to at the expense of Aroma Park.
12-1, the final score in that first game. Greensboro advances.
This one might not end 12-1, but we'll see. It's 1-1. Still got a long way to go. As that pitch misses, it's 2-2 now on Garza.
Opening ceremonies will be held at 6 o'clock tonight. They'll present the plaques of the home run derby and the fastest runner. All of the teams will be introduced.
Yeah, the man in the hole for Mexico, Alessandro Falcon, is one of those guys. Won the home run derby this morning and helped Mexico win the team home run derby title. Full count pitch to Garza, and that is behind Garza, and he'll get on to first with a walk.
That one just got away from Matthias Vogel and trying to throw that curveball, and it looks like it just slipped out of his hand as he came through. But Andres Garza winds up at first base for Team Mexico.
Second walk issued by Vogel, and that'll give Humberto Cruz, the third baseman, a chance to get on. Shows bunts to the left side. Barehanded play by third, and it gets away. Runner's going to go to second and third, and now Garza's going to stay at third. Cruz will end up at second, and a tough play for Moritz Kohler. Tried to barehand it. Tried to make a play at first, but the ball got away from first. And that allows Mexico to put runners in scoring position with nobody out.
A hard-charging third baseman in Moritz Kohler did a good job to get to the bunt. But as he tried to throw, he just couldn't get enough on it. Throws it just off to the side of the dugout, and that allows the runners to wind up at second and third.
And now here is the man of the hour, Alessandro Falcon. Hit 15 home runs in the Derby, 8 in round 1, 7 in round 2. Chances are low you'll see a home run here in this big ballpark, but maybe a big base hit would be in Falcon's interest as he takes the ball way inside and pushes him off the plate. 1-0. Falcon, the shortstop. Power hitting shortstop, evidently. Next offering from Vogel, misses with the curveball.
Matthias having trouble getting that curve. You mentioned it earlier, Danny, that he just can't find the strike zone with it.
And right now, the best pitch he's had control with is that heater. Once in a while, he gets that curveball over. And there's a high fly ball into left center field. It's playable. And coming all the way in to make the play.
Woo! Darian Richards, the center fielder, came in, took charge, makes the catch, and rifled a throw to the plate to hold the runners at second and third. And man, what a strong arm from a center fielder, Darian Richards.
Can we give him the strongest arm of the Colt League World Series,
that
too?
That may be what we've seen so far.
Darian Richards making the catch all the way from center field. He ran a good 40, 50 feet in to make the catch, and then, as you said, Dave, make that strong throw home. I don't think the runner at third was going to move anyway because it was so close, but still want to keep all your bases covered.
Richards has all his momentum coming home, and good throw.
0-1 from Vogel, misses outside, 1-1. Mexico trying to get the lead back after giving the lead up to Germany in the last half inning on the pass ball. 0-1 from Vogel to Garza, or I should say, Quintanilla.
Pitch fouled straight back by Quintanilla. Runs the count 0-2 with one down. Both runners in scoring position.
1 out, 2 strikes. And that ball is going to get away from the catcher. Here's a throw to the plate. He is safe. Oh, that looked close. Looked like the throw beat him, but somehow Garza was able to get under the throw and missed the tag. And he is safe. Mexico takes a 2-1 lead That was a really close play.
That was really close, and give a lot of credit to Jonathan Schaffer as he was able to get to the ball, get the throw back to the pitcher, Matthias Vogel, who came in. And I think what happened, I don't think Vogel held on to the ball. If he does, I think he was out. As the home plate umpire crossed, he pointed directly at the ball in the the throwing hand of Vogel to indicate that he had dropped it. And the run scores, and Mexico regains that one-run lead here in the third inning.
It's going to be one of those days where runs will be stingy. And there's a ground ball, gets inside of Quintanilla, and he's going to ground to first for the out. That's going to allow another run to score. It is 3-1 Team Mexico.
The RBI to Quintanilla. And that extends that one-run lead to 2 now. As the play went 4-3 on the putout, coming in charging was Stopp since he gets the throw off. So 2 down, and bases are clear now for Team Mexico.
Vogel, first offering to Daniel Garza. Inside-out swing goes foul. Mexico giving up a run in the top of the third and getting 2 back in the bottom of the third. Now a 3-1 lead. Not halfway through this game yet. Vogel, low and inside. That was on a pitch at 78 miles an hour.
1-1. 1-1's a count.
Vogel from the third base side of the rubber deals. And that ball is in the right-handed batter's box, or the left-handed batter's box. It's 2-1. Base is clear. Wind picking back up just a little bit more. Middle infielder's back. Corner infielders playing normally. And that ball, breaking ball, misses again. 3-1.
The arm slot for Matthias Vogel, he's got a real high arm slot as he comes from about 3/4 up. And you can see he's trying to throw that curve and just can't get it to cut in on the strike zone.
Another attempt from Vogel home, and that misses upstairs. Ball 4. That'll put another runner on for Mexico, bringing up Gerardo Martinez. And I don't think manager George Bull is going to take Vogel out. I think he's going to leave him in.
They do have players down in the bullpen toward right field. I haven't seen them start throwing yet, but you can see a couple out there.
They did have some warm-up tosses, I believe, before the start of the game, as that ball is in the turf. And Garza thought about heading to second, didn't go too far. Made the right choice, back to first. 1-0.
And with the heat the way it is, the sun in that bullpen area, the majority of the extra players are in the dugout, in the shade. So
can't blame him. Here's a shot down the first base line, and that's going to take Carballosa over to first base for the out, and that is the inning. But not before Mexico tallies 2 to take the lead back. It's 3-1. And we'll head to the top of the 4th inning. Dave McKenzie will take us the rest of the way here at Game 2 of the Colt League World Series from Rent One Park in Marion.
As we head to the top of the fourth inning,
Leading off the top half of the fourth inning for Team
1 run on
Germany.
2 hits, 1 error for Germany. 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error for Team Mexico. And Team Germany bats here in the top of the fourth inning, as it'll be Moritz Kohler to lead things off. Cesar Carballosa will bat second, and that first pitch to Kohler is fouled off. And then Norwin stops. If anybody will hit third. Been a good game so far. And Diego Casas has been outstanding on the mound for Team Mexico. But that pitch gets away from him. He tried throwing a curve. It just slipped off his fingers. We saw that earlier with the pitcher for Germany.
You know, when you're a pitcher too, you know, in these kinds of conditions, you know, you might be constantly, you know, just drying your hands up with your pants or your jersey, just trying to make sure your
curveball misses outside.
And maybe that time there was a little condensation on the
swing and a miss. 82. Center field. He played it perfectly.
But as you said, you know, Garza just had it.
Top half of the Casas, the pitch. Ooh, just misses outside. Evens the count. 1.
'86 on.
One, two, three, four.
This is
for stops. He lined out on by Patricio Torres.
That was a really nice play. We've seen some really nice plays out of Mexico today.
Yeah.
And we've seen a couple of nice plays from Germany.
In time. Team Mexico holds on, doesn't allow any to score. Mexico coming to the plate. Scores 3-1 here at your 2022 Colt World. Dave. I'm just going to call you Dave the entire game.
I've been called worse, believe it or not.
As we are in the bottom of the fourth inning with Team Mexico coming to the plate, it'll be Patricio Torres.
If you do call me Dave Valle, though, you'd be that actually was the name of a former MLB catcher.
There you go.
Always on a MLB network.
Maybe that's why.
Probably.
I think that's kind of stuck in my head.
We'll tell people that.
Bunt is laid down. Beauty of a bunt. The throw up the first base line is wild. Torres rounds first, makes his way to second, and I have not seen a bunt that good on turf here at Rent One Park, I think, ever in 15 years. That was just a beauty of a bunt from Patricio Torres, and he winds up at second base after the wild throw.
Yeah, another tough throw, another tough play for Germany, and really it's Mexico putting the pressure on Germany's defense to make those perfect throws, and unfortunately that throw, again, sailed past first.
It was only about 3 feet from the plate. So Matthias Vogel has to work around some trouble here early with nobody out. Runner at second. And the pitch gets away from catcher Jonathan Schaffer. And now Torres is standing just 90 feet from scoring. At third base with nobody out. Elaine Cardina at the plate. Good pitch. Out in front on that one.
You'd want them to swing away.
There's a grounder towards second. Stops. Score sheet. Goes 4.
Six to 4. Grounded into that fielder's choice.
Pitch stays up now. 2 balls, no strikes. The park. Pitch from of this game. To Caleb Corduba.
Now back to the top of the lineup for Mexico.
Andres.
Now batting for Team Mexico, the catcher.
He popped out to lead off the game. Second run of the game for Mexico. Corduba has a good lead.
At bay. Same pitch, 77 outside, and he got that foul.
Please return all foul balls to the nearest dugout or and receive a token or
Favorite player?
JT Real Muto.
Really?
Yeah. The pitch from Vogel. The runner takes off. The throw down's not in time. Stolen base. Clean stolen base by Corduba. dirt.
Now pitching for
in relief for Diego Casas, whose pitch is a ball to the first batter, Joel Petzold. Dave?
Ends up scoring the only run of the game, and this is a hard hit ground ball up the middle, base hit for Los Nixdorf.
And Germany being a little more aggressive on the new pitcher now that I think they're relieved that Casas is out of this game, so now they're trying to break in this new pitcher, Gonzalez. You saw Schaffer, who grounded out in the first pitch. Ball into center field. I'm wondering if they're changing strategies up now, just being more aggressive on that first pitch from Gonzalez.
Now it looks like we've got a pinch hitter for Julian Seeger-Baumard. In Dominic Rawolf.
number 2, Dominic Rawolf.
Here is the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Throw back behind the runner, and he gets back in time. Boy, Andres Garza jumped up, didn't hesitate, threw down as it was Nixdorf that got a pretty good lead, that secondary lead. And Garza tried to gun him down from behind, and Nixdorf able to get back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Talking about Cardinals, that was like the Yachty snap throw.
It was, exactly. Oh, just misses outside. Everybody was thinking that was the
Strike 2. I mean, it was pretty close.
right there, frame 9. Evens the count 2. So we got 2's wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ball lifted in the air toward right. And Martinez can't make the catch. It hits on the turf. The runners are going to wind up at second and third. And I don't know if Gerardo Martinez just lost it in the sun. But it's going to be, will they rule that an error or a base hit?
And I think it might be the same situation as last time. I think they'll give him the hit and then the error on the drop that allowed the runner to advance. And this is the second time we've seen that sort of play today in right field. Gerardo Martinez having some issues out there. And now they're going to switch up the fielders. So now Martinez is going to go into the infield. He'll be at second base. And it looks like Patricio Torres will go to right field. Yep, number 2, Patricio Torres will be in right. And actually now Martinez Gerardo will be at third. And the third base. Excuse me, the third baseman Cruz will be in right. As that's a ball. So Martinez moves to third. Cruz moves from third to right field. And Falcone will stay where he's at. That's short. That's a 2-0.
There's clouds around, and it's kind of the sun has kind of been peeking. Martinez. That should have been an out. Bouncer. Kenny Furman at first for the third out, and Team Mexico holds and doesn't allow a run. And we are going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Mexico leads it 4
Now pitching for Team Germany, Joel Petzel.
Dave McKenzie and Danny. Now will come in to relieve Matthias Vogel. But runs.
Definitely a true championship feel for this game, 4-1. Yeah, Matthias didn't pitch bad. I mean, he's just going up against a really talented Mexico squad, and the defense has shown up.
Yes, it has, as the 0-1 pitch is fouled at the plate by Alessandro Falcone.
Falcone 0 for 2 is flied out to right and center.
That tells you how. But 4 runs have scored. By Falcone.
A couple miscues by Germany. Close, but it is.
It is. Swing and a miss. Oh, big pitch and a big cut and a big strike. Remigio. Grounded out in the third. We appreciate you tuning in here on our YouTube channel to watch this 2022 Colt World Series. We'll have every game online. A pitch from Petzold stays high, 3-1 now. Petzold looks in, the right-hander. Gets his sign at the plate. Quintanilla. Grounder right side to Hopper. To Carvelosa as he makes the play unassisted. Out number 2. And now coming to the plate, Daniel Garza.
Now batting for Team Mexico.
Garza flied out back in the second, reached on a walk back in the third.
Garza bats from the right side, takes the first pitch for a called strike. See a little bit of throwing out in the bullpen in right field for Germany. Can't quite get the number.
One of them is 31, Finn Lewis Jacoby. That's the one all the way on the right.
Yeah.
Can't tell who the one all the way on the left is.
Joe Petzold's done a good job in relief here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, so far so good. Had a strikeout. And that one's upstairs. 2-1.
Outfield straight away. Infield playing back with 2 down. And now Garza looks at the 2-1. Hits that one foul. Just over the dugout on the third base side.
And that went in on his hands. As Petzold not trying to give Mexico too much contact over the plate. Trying to.
Here is the 2-2. Check swing, called strike 3. As Joel Petzold gets the strikeout. He comes into the game in relief, gets 2 strikeouts here in the 5th inning. and retires the side 1, 2, 3. We are going to head to the top of the 6th inning, and Team Germany needs some runs. They trail at 4-1 here at the Colt World Series at Rent One Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Coaches, players, and all team officials, please report to the first base side of Rent One Park. Opening ceremonies will start at 6 p.m. 6
Top of the 6th inning here in game number 2 between Germany and Mexico. Team Mexico leads 4-1. Team Germany bats here in the top of the 6th. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Darian Richards, Moritz Kohler, and Cesar Carballosa that bat. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors by Germany, 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error by Team Mexico. Kevin Gonzalez remains on the mound, his 2nd inning of work, in relief of Diego Casas, who was outstanding with, he wound up with, what do we have there?
6 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Very impressive. You know, Casas translates into homes.
Liner into left is going to get down for a base hit, as it's a leadoff single. Darian Richards, big turn at first. Thought about maybe trying it, but he'll retreat to first. But a leadoff single now. And you can hear the excitement in the dugout from Team Germany after that leadoff base hit. And now it's going to bring up third baseman Moritz Kohler.
Yeah, any base hit would be beneficial now for Germany. As long as they can get the leadoff man on, that'll give them better chances to score.
They throw behind the runner, and it is Richards that gets back. Andres Garza doesn't hesitate to flick that ball down to first. Like Danny said earlier, like the Yachty flip. Pitch right down the pipe, 78-mile-an-hour fastball from Gonzalez, called strike, evens the count 1-1.
And that was 78 miles an hour, but even through the headphones, we can hear that pop.
Yep.
Got a lot of velocity, it looks like.
Outfield straight away. There goes the runner, blind. After retreat, catch is made by Cordoba. As I got to tell you, Darian Richards had just one heck of a jump on that pitch.
Hey, you know, he can run the bases at a time of 14:31, fastest out of. He was trying to put those wheels to the test, and it was a good.
Cesar Carballosa comes to the plate. Carballosa struck out looking in the first, struck out swinging in the 4th, bats for the 3rd time here, and pick off at first. They have the runner tied up. Pickle. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, they still call
they
it
finally
that.
get the tag, and I can't tell you exactly how it was scored. It'll go 2-3, 6-3, 4, I believe, on the putout. 2-3, 6-3, 4. 2-3, 6-3, 4. And that will be the 2nd out. That's how it's going to be in my scorebook.
You know, it's a very routine 2-3, 6-3, 4 pickoff. Yeah, come on. Didn't they teach you that in baseball camp?
So Carballosa bats now with nobody on, 2 down. The pitch just off the plate from Gonzalez.
And a little of that momentum He got tagged, kind of slapped second base in frustration, maybe thinking I shouldn't have traveled off first base so much.
Pop fly toward right. This has been something of an experience, and it's going to be an experience. Oh, what a recovery by Patricio Torres in right field. He lost it for a second, and at the very last millisecond, reaches out and makes the catch for the third out.
You thought we were going to see a repeat of history for the third time, but that last second adjustment by Humberto Cruz ends the inning. A circus catch ending the top of the sixth.
That does end the top of the sixth. So, bottom of the sixth inning, as Team Mexico is going to come to the plate. They have that 4-1 lead over Germany here at the Colt World Series in Marion, Illinois. Bottom of the second inning for Mexico as they come to the plate here. They lead this game 4-1, and it is going to be the 6, 5, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Leading things off, Gerardo Martinez comes to the plate. Gerardo singled and had an RBI back in the second. Grounded out to first in the third. Bats here in the sixth inning. Joel Petzel still on the mound for Germany, working his second inning in relief of Matthias Vogel. The right-hander looks in, gets his sign, starts his windup. Here's the pitch. Little liner towards second. Stops, makes the play, made the adjustment for the first out in the bottom of the sixth inning.
Yeah, right now, 6 straight batters for Team Mexico have been retired. So Germany has gotten into a groove, keeping Mexico's offense at bay as they try to find ways to get back into this game.
Patricio Torres digs in to the right side. Walked, was stranded at second, back in the second, singled, advanced on an error, on a wild pitch, and scored in the fourth. That was the last run that was scored in this game by Mexico as he takes called strike from Joel Petzel. Evens the count 1-1 with one down.
Kind of curious, he stepped away from the plate as the pitch was coming. Don't know why he did that.
Here's the 1-1. Lined, off the glove at third of Kohler. Falls to the turf, and so an error is going to allow Torres to reach first base. That'll be E5 as the blinder right in the palm of Morris Kohler's glove.
And that's a tough error right there because,
yes, it is.
I mean, that ball is coming to you at 100 miles an hour, and all you have to do is react in the second, and you got the right position, but it just rolls off the end of the glove. That's frustrating.
Runner at first. Nice stop by Schaffer on the pitch. It was in the dirt from Petzel. Oh, you would just think your hand would just crush around it as hard as that was hit. Not the case, though. Runners at first. 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th, chop foul toward the third base dugout.
An interesting day for Torres. He reached on a walk in the first inning, then advanced on a balk, reached on a bunt, advanced on an error and a wild pitch, and now he reaches on an error here in this 6th inning.
Taking advantage of mistakes.
Yep.
At the plate is Elaine Cardina. The throw across to check the runner at first, not in time.
Yeah, it's probably a good decision by Petzold because Torres he thought he read him right, and he kind of leaned towards first a little bit. And that, from Petzold's vision, I think that kind of prompted him to throw to first.
Petzold's throw home is outside for ball. I love the cat and mouse game whenever between the runner and the pitcher. The runner at first. Does he have the sign? Pepe gives him the sign. Is it steal? Gets the big lead. Fakes his way towards second. And the pitch stays outside for a ball. Now it's 3-1. And if you're Joel Petzold, you can't worry about the runner at third right now. You got to come home.
Right now you got to trust your middle infielders because you got 1 out. Double play is in effect.
That's part of the cat and mouse game. Just enough to distract him as that ball's lifted foul. Down to the corner in right field here at Rent-One Park.
That'll run the count full with Cordoba on deck.
Everybody returns. The runner at first in Torres. 3-2 with 1 out. The pitch from Petzold. Outside, walked him, ball 4. So now 2 runners on after the base on balls. And the number 9 hitter and Caleb Cordoba comes to the plate. Actually, it's going to be a pinch hitter. No, it's going to be Cordoba. Maybe a courtesy runner.
Number 33, Caleb Cordoba.
Cordoba at the plate.
I don't see anyone in the Mexico dugout getting ready to come out. So I'm wondering what manager Jose Estrada, and you're right, it's a pinch runner at first.
So it'll be a courtesy runner.
Marlon Vasquez, number 31.
It comes in. You're at the plate. Caleb Cordoba. Caleb grounded out to short, walked, and was stranded in the 4th inning. Check swing, foul out of play to the right. 4-1 is our score here at Rent-One Park. It is going to be a beautiful evening here on the opening night of this Colt World Series. 6 o'clock is going to be the ceremonies, the opening ceremonies. Of course, already 2 games played, but then the nightcap game. As the pitch in the dirt, runner gets a late break towards second. Everybody moves up. Torres got a great jump from second on his way to third on the ball in the dirt, but Gardenia was a little tardy getting his break, but he slides in safe. So now runners are at second and third with a 1-1 count.
And another chance for Mexico to really break this game open here with a 4-1 lead.
Base hit would score 2, you would think. As Joel Petzold works from the stretch now. Kicks, delivers. Ooh, just missed. The nightcap game tonight, Corvina, California, taking on Southern Illinois. Fans swing and a miss. This is outside. Runs a count 3-2 now.
Just can't help but smile at just, all the people here just enjoying the game.
Yeah.
On what is almost a picture-perfect day.
Full count with 1 out. Runners at second and third. The pitch from Joel Petzold. The batter fouls it straight. And count now 3-2. Cordoba would like to pick up a couple of RBIs here.
That was one heck of a curveball from Petzold. He got him fooled, rung him up, looking.
2 down for Petzold in this contest as he came on in relief in the 5th inning. And now digging in is Andres Garza. It's popped out. Grounded out to short. Score. Inside. Here comes the 2-0. Cruz is grounded out. He reached on an error and scored back in the 3rd inning. Lined out to second back in the 4th inning. And now with runners at the corners and a 5-1 lead, Mexico would like one more run. Timeouts called by the catcher, Jonathan Schaffer.
And Cruz was just having some issues out there, and he made a circus catch, Cruz did.
Runner at first takes off, gets away from the catcher, but he's going to get into second easily. That was Garza.
I've heard of catchers' indifference.
Indifference, there you go.
Or defensive indifference is what it's called technically.
Yeah.
Which.
Oh, liner toward right. Groff for the 3rd out for Team Germany. So it comes down to the top of the 7th inning, and Germany needs 4 runs to tie. On the Colt World Series, live from Rent One Park.
In conjunction with the 2022 Colt League World Series. Footsteps of top athletes and play ball on the very same iconic field. Table or the admissions table at the front of Rent One Park. Thank you. Second baseman, number 11, Norway,
Stops Petzold, Schaffer will bat here as stops, fouls that one off to the right. 5-1 is our score here in the top of the 7th inning.
On the concourse to receive a token for a free.
Germany scored 1 run on 5 hits. Is a foul ball by Stops once again. Off to the right.
Yeah, Stops grounded to 3rd in the 4th and then was victim to an amazing play at second base in the 2nd inning by
game gets a bye into the Sunday round. And they will face the winner of Marion and Greensboro, North Carolina. That game is at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So a day of rest for the winner of this game.
And then the one who loses this game will play Aroma Park, who lost earlier this afternoon, I should say, in Game 6. That will kick things off tomorrow at noon.
That was a 12-1 win. As the ball's lined into right field for a base hit for Norman Stopps.
So that game will be at noon. The loser of this game will play Aroma Park at noon. Then at 3, it'll be Harlingen, Texas versus Japan, who won because of a forfeit. The Dominican Republic is no longer in this tournament due to travel issues. And then the nightcap tomorrow, Marion versus Greensboro.
Sunday, there will be 5 games. So Petzold comes to the plate for Germany now. Joel Petzold, the pitcher, hits this one. It's going to be in for a base hit in right field down the corner. As the runner at first, throw is cut off in right. Stopps scores all the way from first. The stand-up double by the pitcher. Joel Petzold scores the run and picks up the RBI.
And that's just a This one was just hit right down the line, and Cruz is heading toward the wall. Got a little bit mixed up with the wall because that ball ended up rolling a point. Then he ends up turning. By that point,
first run back in the third. They score here. Team Germany.
And that's the first earned run for Germany.
5-2 is our 7th hit now for Germany.
The catcher, number 12, Jonathan Schopper.
John.
Making good contact. They just have not been able to get that big hit.
And some great defensive plays by Team Mexico as
Yes.
well. Kevin Gonzalez, his side. Heard it hit behind him.
You know, there's signs around here that say watch out for foul balls.
Right fielder's eyes. Pitch way high, throw down to second behind the runner, not in time.
The catcher Garza just full time. Trained on the ball.
Of the batter in Schoffer. Schoffer ducked down. Digs. From Schoffer. They were the European Zone champions. How do you want to say the Mexico City name again? The right way?
Monterrey.
Monterrey. Nueva Leon.
Nuevo Leon.
Nueva Leon.
Monterrey, the second largest city in Mexico. Right behind Mexico City.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
As Schoffer fouls that one off to the right.
And the state of Nuevo Leon is actually right next to the Texas border. Most of the state of Nuevo Leon is actually in Mexico, but there's a sliver that goes toward the Texas border.
Really? 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Curveball. Oh, must have been a little bit high because it was right over the plate.
I was about to ring him up from up here.
Yeah, I could tell you had the arm ready.
It looked like he got the edge of the plate, but I guess it was just a little bit inside, maybe a little high.
Jonathan Schaefer is the batter, facing a full count pitch. Here it is. Off the plate, ball 4.
And all of a sudden now the tying run coming to the plate for Germany. Really interesting turn of events that
leave.
And it looks like they're calling in Humberto Cruz, who started the game at, or they may just be calling in their players to just kind of mull things over in what was a final reach now for Germany. And it looks like they will bring a new pitcher. That is Humberto Cruz, who again just mentioned there was some trouble with Gerardo Martinez to third. Cruz
Lank. Warm. We'll see who is going to make the move to right. Thinking Kevin Gonzalez may go to right.
Mexico, number 2, Humberto Cruz, playing right field.
Humberto comes in. He's got an opportunity for the save here, as he's coming in relief with nobody out.
And so, sorry, David, I was going to say, I just overheard our PA announcer, Kenny Miner. Marlon Vasquez will take over in right, coming off the bench, coming into the game for the first time. So Marlon Vasquez is in right. So Vasquez is in right. Kevin Gonzalez, the pitcher to this point, after Casas got out in the first few innings. Gonzalez is out. Cruz is now the pitcher. And Vasquez will be in right as Mexico tries to hold on to this 5-2 lead. It was 5-1 entering this inning, Dave, and all of a sudden Germany getting aggressive. Stops all the way from first, and they are still in business.
And Loss Nixdorf is going to be the batter. Loss singled and scored back in the third. He scored the first run, and that was the only run they had until they scored just here in the top of the 7th.
And there's no outs.
No outs. 2 singles. Of him with nobody out, and new pitcher Humberto Cruz needs to put out this German fire. Throws the first pitch, 87 on the gun, fastball right on that outside corner. I understand why he comes in for the save situation.
I understand why they put him in the outfield, too.
Yeah. The tall right-hander works from the first base side of the rubber. From the stretch, the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate, misses 1-1. Outfield is straight away. Quintanilla is playing a step in front of the bag at first. They're even with the bag at third, and Martinez. Here's the pitch from Humberto Cruz. Way outside, gets past the catcher. That's going to let the runners advance. Both runners move up. Petzold to third. Schaffer to second on the, that's going to be a wild pitch. It just got away from Cruz. Garza, I think he had it tip off the very tip of his glove, but I'd rule it a wild pitch. So now runners in scoring position at second and third with nobody out. And at the plate, it's Nixdorf. Swings through that one.
Dorf singled twice today. He scored in that third inning.
It's just a 3. And a base hit scores 2. Here's the pitch from Cruz. It's on its way. fouled. Just got a
feed there. That looked like an emergency swing.
It was. Raulwolf. Dominic singled. That was back in the 5th inning. His one at bat so far. He came on to pinch hit for Julian Siebert-Baumard. Ball high. 2 balls and no strikes.
You know, Rolf is the 5th batter for Germany this inning. This is the deepest they've been in the lineup today.
With 1 out. Runner at 3rd. Humberto Cruz, the pitch. Swing. 86 mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, Rolf really tried to do damage with that swing.
He was on it. He was waiting.
And really, you don't need a big swing. Any little hit will get that runner 90 feet across.
What is it they say? Set in red. He was waiting on that fastball. Here comes the pitch. This one's jammed him, and it's going to fall innocently to the turf in foul territory. So he'll get another opportunity. Keeping the count 2-2. Boy, this has been a good ball game.
It's really been entertaining.
5-3. 12-1 over Roma Park in game 1. Coming up a little bit later, it's going to be Mary. They were the 2-2 pitch. Rock him out. Looking. Number 2.
And now back to the top. Southern Illinois baseball. What that is, we don't know. You'll have to find out. We'll have to find out too. No,
you don't know?
They don't tell me anything around here.
To pull one timeout called by home plate umpire Cross.
I believe may have been instigated by Furman there. I think he.
Cruz comes set. The pitch up high, taken for a ball. 1-1 now. Germany has scratched and clawed their way to within 2. They've scored 2 here in the 7th. Cruz, the pitch, fouled out of play. Germany scored. Game 5-3.
Please return all foul balls to the nearest dugout or the visit SI table. On the concourse.
It's the left. The run scores from 3rd, and scratching and clawing, Team Germany scores.
And Furman. You just needed to be well placed. And Furman understood that. And that scores the 3rd run of the inning.
4, and the throw. Runner back in Furman. At the plate, it's Darian Richards.
And all of a sudden, the hand. Wondering
Doesn't go. Pitch up high. Taken for a ball. 1-0.
Didn't happen, but
don't forget. From behind the plate is the catcher. Here's the 1-0. Liner toward right. That may get out of play. It does.
Sail foul.
So everybody will return.
Vina Blue. But imagine how confusing that would be. Throwing X number of pitches and then
and what Vasquez. He came a long way.
And how about this, too? They were having problems in right field all day. They had to do a carousel of switches today in right field to get the fielders out there to get the very last play of the game, a sliding catch in foul territory. Just